Hello people and welcome to another one of my Fave Riffs series, and we are on album number 4. That's right, we're looking at No Code. Now there's a change of personnel behind the drums on this album, so cheery bye to Dave Many Cymbals and hello to Jack Irons, who definitely adds some of his tribal drumming vibe to this album. So songwriting wise, Vedder is smashing it now. He is credited with 8 out of 13 of the tracks that he's involved with. 5 of those he solely writes the music for, and he writes all the lyrics as well, except for one which goes to Mr. Stone Gossard, which he actually writes the lyrics for, the music for, and sings. Pretty cool. Jeff and Mike also get one each, I think, and Jack's involved in several. So let's dive right in with the first track, Sometimes. Now this is one of my favourites on the album. It's played generally as an opener when they do it live, but this one really has the hallmarks of Eddie's songwriting style on the guitar. So here's the tab for Eddie's part, and here's the tab for Mike's little chromatic riff, which adds some nice colour, and here are both of the riffs together. Hail, hail! So this was written by Jeff, Stone and Mike, and the best riff in this has to be the intro / chorus riff. Both Mike and Stone are playing basically the same riff, although live Stone does make some dubious decisions on his wardrobe. Double orange, anyone? And this one comes in like a big punch in the face. In fact, no, this one comes in like Bruce Lee roundhousing you into a hurricane filled with horses' hooves. Check it out! Next up, Who You Are. This was written by Stone and Jack, and it's probably Pearl Jam's simplest guitar riff. You can literally play Stone's part with one finger, so I'd encourage you to try it out. It's also the first tune on the album that Jack gets to stamp a little bit of his style on things. Here's the tab for Stone's part. And Mike's part is certainly different to Stone's. He basically goes down to the open B while Stone goes up to the E. But here's how they sound together. I'm also a really big fan of this riff. It's super simple, but it's a really nice way that breaks up the kind of droning style of the first riff. Check this one out. In My Tree. Now this one's played really differently live to how it is on the album. Both versions are superb. It's also another tune that's got that really tribal style drumming that Jack Irons kind of really infuses into this album. Anyways, very simple, not a lot happening in this one. Check it out. Smile. Mr. Jeff Ament, Take a Bow. So live, Jeff actually plays this bad boy on the guitar, and Stone usually plays the bass, which is pretty cool. Now the main riff is just 3 really standard chords, but it's got a really cool little groove to it. And I really like Mike's really simple riff that he plays and then repeats an octave above. Off he goes, first acoustic ballad of the album, and it's a belter. All Eddie again, and there's 2 riffs that I love in this tune. And the intro is deceptively simple. Now Ed uses an A minor 7 chord and an A minor, which gives you the impression that it's more complex than it is. And then you've got this kind of arpeggiated run that goes with it. Certainly sounds like a soundtrack that would accompany a hitchhiker on his travels, so have a listen. There's another part that I also love, and Eddie's great at doing this. Now, he's just basically playing one chord, C major chord, but he adds in these single notes to create some movement with the track. So I love this. Check this out as well. Habits. Eddie is credited for this wholesale. It's in a drop D tuning. It's the heaviest tune on the album. It's got a real gritty kind of vibe. So you're actually hearing 3 guitars plus the bass in drop D tuning, meaty. And there's some subtle variations in parts through the track, but generally everyone's locked in on the main riff. And it also has some superb vocal harmonies. I think probably some of the best on the album. And I also love the corduroy-esque riff going back into the verse. So another little Eddieism in there. So have a listen. Red Mosquito. This is a brilliant, brilliant track, and I think the whole band is credited with some involvement in the music in this one. It's a really interesting track. It's in 6/8 timing, so it gives it a bit of a waltz feel. And Stone plays a really loose, funky riff, which is just playing D, C and G chords, so nothing weird and wonderful, or portions of those chords. And Mike plays a load of amazing lead over the top of it using a slide. Now, if you follow my lessons, you'll know that I am incredible at slide guitar. If you don't follow my lessons, then you'll just have to take my word for it. I'm only joking. I'm terrible at slide guitar, so I'm just playing it normally. But still, it sounds great anyway. Have a listen. Lukin, again another Vedder tune. Don't think it took him too long to put this one together. Must be the easiest PJ tune ever. What can I say? It's another Vedder classic, and it's like a minute and a half of punky goodness. 3 power chords and as much attitude as a bulldog chewing on a chainsaw covered in something. Enjoy. Now, present tense is all Mike. He wrote the music for this one, and it's one of my favourite tracks on the whole album. It's absolutely brilliant. It's in an open tuning called Dad Gad. Although live, he does play it now in open D. So again, check my lessons out if you want to know how to play the whole thing. It's basically a ballad on the studio album, but live they transform it into this just powerhouse of a tune. Mike also uses this really cool sort of phasery effect, and that sounds like this. Now Stone accompanies him with some lovely chords that sound like this. And together the parts gel brilliantly together. Have a listen. Mankind. Now this is a turn up for the books. Stone not only writes the lyrics and the guitar parts, but he also sings on it as well, which is novel, isn't it? It's a very cool track. There's a couple of riffs that I love on this one. The first is the intro riff, which is just 4 power chords like this. And the second is the verse. I love his vocal melody over this. Just a great feel-good tune. Enjoy. I'm Open. This is Vedder and Mr. Irons. Okay, let's be honest. It feels like a little bit of filler. That's kind of some spiritual droney stuff. Perhaps a nod to Jim Morrison and, you know, that kind of shamanistic vibe that he had going on. But I don't think it's going to make anyone's top 10 Pearl Jam tracks. Maybe not even their top 50 Pearl Jam tracks. But that said, there's a really lovely change between 2 chords in this song. So that is my favourite bit. Around the Bend. This one's all Ed, another acoustic ballad. So Eddie just plays this simple chord shape and moves it up and down the neck, which he does loads. There are tons of tunes where he employs this little trick. Gorgeous riff, amazing vocals over the top. What's not to like? Enjoy. So there you have it, we're all done. Those are my favourite riffs from the No Code album. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be doing the rest of the back catalogue like this, so sorry this one took a lot longer to come out. Just been busy doing other stuff for you. So yeah, my apologies, but I'll get some more of these up in due course. But if you have any other riffs that I haven't included in here that you think, why haven't you put this in? This is easily the best riff. Then fine, we've all got opinions. You can have a little comment below and we'll have a little chin wag about it. Sounds fair enough, doesn't it? Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again. Cheers. Bye-bye.